You've been hurt. You're lying on the floor, not knowing how to move. You've been strong for so long, you forgot what it means to feel human. But this isn't about your pain. It's about what you do after the pain. Get up, let the world see you isn't your typical motivational book. There are no tips. There are no tricks. Don't be fake. It's not a performance. It's true. It's the wound you never showed, the anger you kept inside, the strength you thought was gone. This book is a cry out in protest from someone who has been deeply hurt, for those who are still suffering. There are 10 chapters, 10 emotional explosions. The number of calls increased by 10. The world doesn't need your perfect version. The world needs your real one, the one who stands tall, even when you're not sure you can, the one who shines even though the scars are still bleeding. You don't have to become someone else. All you need is one thing: get up and let the world finally see you. You ever hit a point where even breathing feels like work? Where you wake up and your first thought is, I can't do this again. Where everything looks fine on the outside, but inside you're one wrong word away from falling apart. You've been carrying so much for so long, and nobody sees it. Nobody asks. Nobody knows the weight on your back because you got good at making it look light. But I see you. Not the polished version. Not the smile for the camera version. I see the one who's screaming in silence. The one who's barely holding it together. The one who's tired of being tired. And I need you to know something. You're not weak for breaking. You're not weak for crying or doubting or feeling like the world's too much. You're human. And that means you can bend, you can fall, you can bleed, but you don't stay there. This moment, right here, this is not the end. This is not your collapse. This is the break that comes before the rise. Yeah, you're broken, but you're not destroyed. You're on the floor, but you're not finished. You're gasping, but you're still breathing. And that breath, that's all you need, because breath becomes strength, and strength becomes movement, and movement becomes momentum, and momentum becomes a comeback they never saw coming. You've been through hell, and you're still here. Do you understand how powerful that makes you? They thought it would kill you. Life, pain, betrayal, all of it. They thought it would take you out, but you're still standing. Maybe not steady, maybe not proud, but standing, and that matters. Don't wait for someone to save you. Don't wait for someone to tell you it's okay to start again. You don't need permission to rise. You just need a reason. And maybe that reason is rage. Maybe it's hope. Maybe it's spite. Maybe it's just you being sick of your own suffering. Whatever it is, grab it. Hold it. Let it pull you up. Because your next chapter doesn't begin when things get easy. It begins right now, in the dirt, in the chaos, in the middle of the mess, where it's raw, where it's real, where it's ugly as hell, but still yours. This is the point where most people stay down, but not you. You get up, you rise, not polished, not perfect, not ready, but rising anyway. Let them doubt you, let them forget you, let them leave, but you rise anyway. You've been bleeding in silence, smiling through it, laughing through it, playing the part so well that even the mirror believes you're fine. But you're not. You've been surviving pain like it's your full-time job. You've been clenching your fists behind your back so no one sees them shake. You've been burying what broke you just to keep going. And you're tired. God, you're tired. But here's the truth. You don't heal by pretending you were never hurt. You don't grow by ignoring the wreckage. You don't come back to life by lying to yourself. Healing isn't quiet. It's not soft. It's not neat or poetic. Healing is ugly. It's loud. It's screaming in the middle of the night. It's shaking. It's sobbing until your chest hurts. It's ripping out the lies they planted in your soul and daring to believe you were never the problem. You've been conditioned to keep it cute, to keep it clean, to bottle the storm and call it strength. But that's not strength. That's survival. And you didn't come this far just to survive. You came to transform. You came to take the pain they handed you and burn it into something holy. So let it out. Let it rage. Let it break. Let it all rise to the surface. The grief, the shame, the anger, the betrayal. Because none of it can control you if you drag it into the light. They don't have to understand. They don't have to clap for your process. They don't have to believe you when you say you're healing. This isn't for them. This is for you. You don't heal so they'll accept you. You heal so you can finally stop asking. And maybe you'll cry today. Maybe your voice will crack. Maybe you'll fall to your knees with nothing left to give. Good. Let it happen. Fall if you must, but fall forward. Fall into freedom. Fall into the truth of who you're becoming. Because healing isn't a return. It's a rebirth. And no rebirth comes without pain. No new life starts without fire. You are allowed to burn. You are allowed to break. You are allowed to scream. Because you're not healing to be pretty. You're healing to be real. You don't owe the world your silence. You owe yourself your roar. They've hit you. Not with fists, but with life. With silence. With betrayal. With losses that felt like death but came without a funeral. And somehow, you're still here. Not untouched, not unscarred, but here, standing. Maybe you're not proud of how you made it. Maybe you crawled. Maybe you begged. Maybe you barely made it out. But you made it. And don't you dare forget what that means. Because surviving isn't pretty. Surviving is brutal. It's showing up with your ribs exposed. It's getting out of bed when your soul feels like cement. It's doing what needs to be done with a heart that doesn't know how to beat softly anymore. They'll say you're strong. But strength isn't what they think it is. It's not stoic. It's not clean. It's crying in the shower and still making that call. It's shaking hands and still signing that paper. It's showing up for life even when life hasn't shown up for you. So if no one's told you lately, I see you. I see the bruises that don't show. I see the weight behind your smile. I see the effort it takes just to exist sometimes. And I'm telling you now, you matter. Not because of what you produce, not because you're strong, but because you're still standing in a world that gave you 100 reasons to quit. That's power. That's a fight they can't measure. That's the kind of strength that doesn't need to scream to be real. But even so, scream if you need to. Collapse if you must. Just promise me one thing. Don't stay down. You've come too far. You've sacrificed too much. You've built this version of you from the ashes of who you used to be. You don't quit now. You don't let them win. You don't let the past keep writing your name in its pages. Stand, even if you're shaking, even if it's ugly, even if you're standing on broken legs and borrowed hope. Because sometimes, survival is a protest, and staying alive is the loudest "screw you" you'll ever shout at the ones who tried to bury you. You're not still standing because you're lucky. You're still standing because you're unstoppable. You're carrying things that are killing you. Stories that loop in your mind like haunted songs. Faces that left you but still take up space in your chest. Moments that ended but still whisper like they never did. You're holding on like it's your job to remember the pain, like it makes you loyal, like it makes you real. But it's not loyalty, it's self-destruction. You think you're protecting yourself by keeping it close. You think if you remember every wound, you'll never get hurt again. but all you're doing is bleeding on repeat. You can't outrun what you refuse to release. You can't grow if your hands are full of ghosts. You can't be free if your heart is still chained to things that don't exist anymore. They left. It ended. It broke. And it hurt. God, it hurt. But it's over. It's not happening anymore. It's memory now. And memory can't hold you unless you let it. You think letting go is weakness? Nah. Letting go is war. Letting go is stepping into the fire and saying, I'd rather burn in truth than live in this lie one more day. You weren't meant to carry everything. You weren't built to be a vault for other people's damage. You don't have to keep proving how strong you are by holding on to what's already dead. They told you to forgive. They told you to move on. But they never told you how. So I will. You move on by refusing to carry it another inch. By waking up and saying, I don't need this anymore. I don't need them anymore. I don't need this weight to feel real. It doesn't mean you're healed. It means you're ready. Ready to stop rehearsing pain like it's part of your identity. Ready to stop shrinking just to keep the past alive. Ready to start building a future that's not rooted in suffering. Letting go isn't forgetting. It's forgiving yourself for staying too long. It's freeing the version of you that didn't know better. It's choosing life when death felt more familiar. You are not the pain they gave you. You are not the wound you lived in. You are not the storm you survived. You are the sky after. You are the silence that heals. You are the voice that says, not anymore. So let it go. Let it fall. Let it tear through you like truth should. Because if you don't, it will rot you from the inside. It will own you. It will become you. And you didn't come this far to live as a prisoner of what already broke you. Let it go. Or let it kill you. But whatever you do, don't stay in between. Strip everything away. The titles, the labels, the expectations. Take off the mask you wear when you walk into a room full of people who don't really know you. Take off the armor you built from years of being let down, overlooked, underestimated. Now tell me, who are you really? Not who they wanted, not who they told you to be, not the version you became just to survive. I'm talking about the real you, the unfiltered, untamed, unedited soul that still lives under the wreckage, the one who remembers what it felt like to dream without fear, to speak without apology, to exist without explanation. You've spent your life performing. You've learned how to be acceptable, palatable, safe. You've learned how to dim your light so they wouldn't feel threatened, how to shrink your voice so they wouldn't walk away, how to cut parts of yourself off just to fit in rooms that were never built for you. But aren't you tired? Tired of acting? Tired of pretending? Tired of carrying a version of yourself that doesn't even feel like you anymore? Because here's the truth. You weren't made to be comfortable. You weren't made to be quiet. You weren't made to live someone else's life. You were made to become. And becoming means letting go of everything that kept you small. It means getting honest, ugly honest, brutally honest. It means asking hard questions like, what do I want when no one else is watching? What makes me feel alive, not just accepted? What would I do if I wasn't afraid of being too much? It means remembering you are not a role. You are not a job. You are not your trauma. You are the fire beneath it all. You are the storm they couldn't control. You are the soul they tried to silence and failed. So stop trying to be digestible. Stop trying to be liked. Stop trying to make everyone else comfortable. Because the real you, the loud, wild, brilliant, broken, beautiful you, that's the one who's been waiting. That's the one who holds the power. That's the one who changes everything. And yeah, it's scary. To be seen. To be known. To be real. But it's also the only way to feel alive again. So I'll ask you one more time, not to judge, not to criticize, but to wake you up. Who are you, really? Find that person. Burn for that person. Become that person. Or spend the rest of your life as a stranger to yourself. You think consistency is about being perfect? About waking up every day full of energy, full of clarity, full of motivation? It's not. It's about showing up when everything inside you says don't. It's about moving through the mess. It's about holding the line when the ground is shaking under you. You've been lied to. They told you consistency was about discipline, structure, routine. Number consistency is about survival. It's about doing what needs to be done while your heart is still bleeding. It's about keeping your word when no one's watching. It's about choosing yourself on the days you feel like disappearing. You think the greats had it easy? Think they weren't exhausted? Think they didn't want to quit? The difference is, they didn't. And neither do you. Because you've already proven you can get through hell. Now prove you can build something while you're still healing. Now prove you can keep going without applause. Now prove you don't need a clear sky to take the next step. You've been waiting for the right moment, for peace, for balance, for the pain to stop long enough for you to breathe. But that moment's not coming. Not yet. The truth is, you build while it's burning. You build while you're crying. You build while the doubts scream louder than your faith. That's consistency. Not perfection. Not clean. Not glamorous. Just grit. Just raw fire in your chest and one more step forward. So maybe you missed a day. Maybe you messed it up. Maybe you're late to the game. That's fine. Get back up. Start again. Again and again and again. Because if you only show up when you feel good, you'll never get anywhere. But if you show up broken, tired, pissed off, and still move, nothing can stop you. The world doesn't reward the most talented. It rewards the ones who don't quit. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for everything to make sense. Stop waiting for permission. Consistency in chaos. That's where the real ones are born. And you're real, you're raw, and you're ready. Show up. Not because it's easy. Show up because it's who the hell you are. You've been giving it away, piece by piece, quietly, without even knowing it. Your voice, your worth, your time, your energy, all handed out like it cost you nothing. But it did cost you. It cost you your peace. It cost you your confidence. It cost you the fire in your eyes, the weight in your words, the edge in your spirit. And now you're here, worn down, stretched thin, and asking why you feel so empty. Here's why. Because somewhere along the way, you stopped choosing you. You started shrinking, started bending, started surviving instead of living. But listen to me. You are not weak. You are not lost. You are not powerless. You've just been distracted. You've just been too damn loyal to things that don't feed you. Too damn available for people who would watch you drown without flinching. It ends now. This is the moment. Right here. This is where you stop explaining. Stop defending. Stop apologizing for needing more. You are not asking for too much. You are asking for what's yours. And if they can't give it, you take it back. Take back your voice. Take back your space. Take back your damn life. No one's going to hand it to you. No one's going to wake up and suddenly treat you how you deserve. You set the tone. You decide what stays and what goes. You draw the line and say, I don't owe you comfort at the cost of my own soul. You are not a background character in your own story. You are the whole damn plot. And maybe they'll call you selfish. Good. Be selfish. Be bold. Be untouchable. Because your power doesn't come from being agreeable. It comes from being unshakably you. You were never meant to be controlled. You were never meant to be small. You were never meant to water yourself down just to keep someone else comfortable. The real you, the one that's wild, loud, alive, and unapologetic, that's the version that scares people. And you know what? Let it. You didn't survive everything you did just to live as a shell. You didn't fight your way through the dark just to dim your own light. So take it back. Take it all back. Bit by bit, choice by choice, word by word. Your power was never gone. You just forgot you had it. You keep waiting for a sign, for clarity, for the perfect moment when everything clicks and the fear disappears. But I need you to hear this. That moment isn't coming. Not because you're not worthy of it, not because you're not capable, but because that moment only comes after you move, not before. You don't feel ready before the leap. You feel terror. You feel doubt. You feel the loud voice in your head screaming, "What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if I'm not enough?" And that's exactly when you leap anyway. Because the truth is, waiting to feel ready is just fear wearing a nice suit. It tells you it's being patient. It tells you it's being smart. But really, it's keeping you stuck. Stuck in cycles. Stuck in your head. Stuck in a life that doesn't match the fire burning inside you. You think you need confidence to start. You don't. You need courage. The kind that shakes. The kind that stumbles. The kind that says, "I'm scared as hell, but I'm doing it anyway." That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Not talent, not luck, not timing. Action. Messy, loud, imperfect action. It's okay to not know every step. It's okay to doubt. It's okay to feel lost. What's not okay? Letting that stop you from beginning. So whatever it is, start it. Say it. Build it. Burn the old version if you have to, but move. You're not waiting for the right time. You're hiding from your own power. But it's time to stop running. Time to stop making excuses dressed as plans. Time to stop thinking your fear is special. Because everyone's afraid. Everyone questions themselves. The only difference is, some move anyway. Be one of them. Be the one who jumped while shaking. Be the one who did it while doubting. Be the one who got up with no idea how, but still rose. You don't need a sign. This is it. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to go. You think it's too late. Too late to turn things around. Too late to change. Too late to matter again. You've made too many mistakes. You've stayed down too long. You've let too much fall apart, and now you're staring at the pieces like they're proof that you've missed your chance. But let me tell you something. You're not too far gone. I don't care how bad it looks. I don't care what you've lost. I don't care how many people walked away, or how loud the shame screams inside your head. You're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, then there's still a fight in you. They don't get to decide when your story ends. Not the ones who left. Not the ones who doubted. Not even the version of you that gave up before. Because the version of you that gave up, that wasn't weakness. That was pain. That was someone doing the best they could with what they had. That was survival, not surrender. But this is the comeback. This is the plot twist. You're allowed to start over. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to rebuild from the rubble and do it with your head held high. You're not broken beyond repair. You're just in the middle of the process. And healing never looks clean. Rebuilding never looks graceful. But that doesn't mean it's not worth it. You've been trying to outrun your past, trying to bury your mistakes, trying to pretend like none of it happened. But what if I told you the power is in owning it? The strength isn't in hiding. It's in saying, yeah, I messed up. Yeah, I lost myself. Yeah, I fell apart. But I'm still here. I'm still here. So what now? Now you rise. Now you take all the pain, all the lessons, all the regrets, and you build something real. Not because you forgot what happened, but because you're not letting it control what happens next. You are not defined by your lowest point. You are defined by the fact that you refuse to stay there. It's not too late. You're not too far gone. You're just one decision away from becoming everything they said you'd never be. Right here, right now, not tomorrow, not when you feel better, not when things make sense. Now, this moment, the one you're in, with all its pain, its chaos, its silence. This is the one that changes everything, not because you're ready, not because it's perfect, but because you're finally sick of waiting for something outside of you to give you permission to live. You've been through hell. You've lost parts of yourself you didn't think you could live without. You've watched dreams die. You've felt alone in rooms full of people. You've prayed for peace in the middle of nights that never seemed to end. But you never stopped breathing. And that breath means you're still in the game, still in the fight, still in the story. You've got more inside you than you've ever let out. You've got strength you haven't even met yet. You've got light buried under the wreckage, and it's starting to burn through. No more waiting, no more shrinking, no more explaining your existence to people too blind to see your fire. This is your moment to take back your name, to take back your voice, to take back your power. You're not the victim. You're not the failure. You're not the leftover version of who you used to be. You are becoming, right now, in the middle of the noise, in the middle of the fear, in the middle of the doubt. Don't you see it? The world isn't waiting for you to be perfect. It's waiting for you to show up. Messy, real, honest, loud. You don't need a plan. You don't need a title. You don't need their approval. You just need one decision. I will rise. Say it, mean it, breathe it until it becomes the way your bones move. Because this world will try to forget you, will try to mute you, will try to convince you that your story ends in silence. But it doesn't. Not today. Not you. Not this time. This is your moment. Own it. Burn in it. Let the world see exactly who the hell you are.